Welcome back, guys. On this episode, we are going to talk about the different types of wheels that I have that I use for my TRX 4Ms, and we're going to assemble one beadlock just so you get an idea on how I put these things together or just how they go together in general. We're going to talk about 2Ps, sometimes even 4Ps, from stock tire size, mid tire size to much bigger tire size. Majority of the wheels that I have are beadlock wheels, really cool and everything, but there are some that take longer than others because there's more screws. So if you want to get the wheels with the most screws on it, you want to get yourself an electric screwdriver, especially if it's a 4-piece wheel where you have to install all the little screws, outside screws, inside screws, the back screws. Yeah, that takes time. We're going to talk about the wheels starting from this side and work our way this way. On the end, we're going to show you the assembly of the 4-piece beadlock wheels by Endura. Alright, one of the first wheels we're going to talk about are these green Endura wheels. These things are absolutely amazing. They are alloy and they're not brass, so they're not the greatest when it comes to weight, but they do look nice. These are a 4-piece. The reason why I say 4-piece is because they have the locking ring in the front, they have the front face of the wheel here, and of course we have the back piece, and we have the inner ring that goes inside, which is similar to this one, but aluminum. And moving on from the green Endura alloy wheels, up next we have the 4-piece wheels. These are the ones that take a while if you don't have one of these. These are the ones that I'm going to show you the assembly procedure. If we move on to this side, here is the tire that we're going to use with the wheel, and here are the 4 pieces. We have the inner ring that's going to go inside here, then we have the outer ring that locks the tire. These are the ones that take all these little screws here that take time. Then you have the back piece, then you have the front piece. This one bolts to this one bolts to that one, and this one fits in between this one and that one. So moving on from these Endura brass 4-piece wheels, we have next our Endura brass wheels with the oversized cross tires. These things are massive, dude, and they're so cool and squishy and sticky. These wheels are a 2-piece, so you have the front face and you have the back face and you have the back piece. These are fairly easy because, of course, we only have 6 little screws in the center, and that's it. 1 piece from the back, 1 piece from the front, and of course the inside ring. Alright, here we have another set of Endura aluminum wheels. These are a red 4-piece, so you have the same outer ring, inner ring, front face, and the back face. I think we're in trouble, guys. These bad boys are pretty much the same as these, except the color, of course. These are a 4-piece as well. Front ring, face, rear, and the inner ring. Alrighty, moving on to Jurassic Defender. Look at this freaking beast right here. Yeah, boy. This one has 4-piece wheels as well. Same thing. All these little screws. That's a lot of screwing. The good thing about this though is that when you change tires, all you gotta do is take off the inner screws and these 2 faces separate and tire comes off, new tire goes in, put these back in there, and you're all set. And last but not least, we have our Stalker Docker wheel with an Endura tire. So these aren't beadlocks, but if you want to go the cheap route, you can turn these into a beadlock, semi-beadlock. We call it the glue lock. I pretty much just put glue in here, put the tire on there, and you're all set. Using your stock wheels is definitely the cheapest way to go with aftermarket tires. The only thing you have to do is glue them to the rim. It is going to be easy when you first install tires and glue them together, but when it comes to swapping tires, you're going to struggle taking this out. Alright, so now that you've seen all my wheels, let's start assembling that Endura. Alright guys, so now that you've seen all my wheels, now we're going to start assembling 4-piece brass Endura. But first things first, what I recommend doing is, first we're going to place this ring inside the tire. We're going to get this ring bolted completely over this front face. all the way through. Then we're gonna put the back piece on. We're gonna put these two on together on top. We're gonna flip it and bolt it from the back to compress these two to pinch the tire. Alright, so first things first, let's get all these little screws here started. Before anything, let's grab this ring, then we're gonna set it on top of this front face, line up the holes just so we can start one screw and then work our way around. Here we have the little screw tray, we have the small screws, large screws, and the little pins that go on the wheel, and the extra long screws that we're not really going to use. Okay, here's the first two that we're putting together. Let's go ahead and start the first little screw. That way we use that one to guide us for the rest. And we're going to go about halfway on this one. Then we're going to start the next one across. Just kind of same thing. 3/4, halfway, 3/4. Okay, so once those first two screws are in, those two are going to help line up the rest, and it's going to make things much easier. And for the rest of those screws, let that electric screwdriver work its magic. And there you have it, guys, a perfectly mounted outer ring ready to install inside a tire. Now we're going to go ahead and start screwing these little ones in the center. They act as a center cap pretty much just for looks. Yep, what you just witnessed is a little trick I have with my little electric screwdriver to prevent it from over tightening or even stripping it. And there you have it, folks. Perfectly mounted front ring and center cap screws. Okay, so now we just grab our tire. We grab the center ring. That's going to go inside the tire. And that's going to help us line up the front face of the wheel and the back face of the wheel. Once you get the ring inside the tire, you just kind of want to play with the sidewalls and it'll center itself in there. And voila, it's ready for the next piece. Alright, so you can start with either piece, either the front or the rear, up to you. I'm going to go ahead and start with the front, since it is a little easier to start and to insert overall. Now once you get it in there, kind of just play with it little by little on the side, press the sidewall down, pinch the feet a little bit, and just kind of massage it a little bit, and it's going to center itself, and it's going to seat right in. Once it all lines up and it seats, you're going to tell right away. You can just feel it when you push down on the rim. And check it out, there it is. Nice and seated. You can see everything's even and ready to be mounted on the other side. So once we have the front face in, now we grab the back one and just try to line up the holes as best as you can before you insert the back part, because once it's in, it's kind of hard to turn because the tires are so sticky. So I'm just going to squeeze that in there and it should fall right into place. Cool. Now that both pieces are seated and all holes are lined up, we're going to start by inserting the oversized screws in the back, kind of like a star-shaped pattern, so it slowly brings both pieces together and it pinches the bead. And there it is, guys, all mounted and ready for the rocks. All screws have been torqued and everything seemed pretty good and lined up perfectly. guys, thanks for watching this cool little video of me assembling little beadlocks. It's my first time, so you know, I'm new to it. Hope you enjoyed it and hope it helped a little bit, and can't wait to see your wheels. We are gonna keep making some cooler videos. Videos, guys, are just gonna keep getting better and better. There will be some little ones here and there, but we're gonna try to provide as much action as we can for you. Remember, amigos, hit that little subscribe button and that little bell, so that way you get a cool little notification of my latest video. On the next video, we're going brushless on the Jurassic Defender. Ooh, that's gonna be freaking epic. Now it's time to go home, eat some dinner, and get some sleep. Have a good night, y'all.